Let's see if that works. What's going on? Trying to see if I'm even getting a signal. I think I'm getting a signal. Oh, we're getting a signal. Hold on. Keep coming on in. I got a signal. Okay, signal. What's up, y'all? So we got Queen J, Q Dub, Big Bad Bo, uh Landy Acre Farms, Suzette Blanc, Sam, how you doing? Fatima, Sharon Scott, Granny Karma One, how you doing? Uh Talia Acre, how you doing? Let me see. AJ's Blessed Garden, Sandra 83, C Francis, Lady Acre Farms, Gratitude Grace Garden, how you doing? Who else we got? Brenda J. Wilson, how you doing? See Nicole, Miss Virtual Girl, Blessed Daily, Samantha, Ashley, how you doing? Jay Brown, peace and love. Cassandra Rayford, Cassandra Rayford, Cassandra Rayford. Are you you're scheduled for today, correct? Cassandra Rayford, are you scheduled for today? Okay, all right. It will probably just be me and you because Lady Led put the wrong date. Or put it like this: when I told her next Saturday, I didn't mean this was next Saturday. I meant, to give everybody time to get together. But it'll just be me and you probably. So I will say this uh before we get going. Um if anybody wanted to register and join the Zoom meeting today for solar, connecting your solar power generator, we can do it for next Saturday. It's up to you. If you want to change, if you want to change it to next Saturday, because it's only me and you, okay? And I can get that squared away. I will leave that up to you since you are the only one because of the date mix up. I wanted to have a little more time. That way everybody can get themselves together and gather all the things that they needed. Okay. So we'll do it next Saturday then, okay? Okay, well that give us a little more time for today. I was trying to make sure that we got it together. So anybody that wanted to join next Saturday's Zoom meeting with we're going to be I'm going to be literally helping you connect your solar power generator. Connect your solar power generator. We're going to be doing that next weekend, next Saturday. Okay, Cassandra. So that'll give us time. And matter of fact, we got your email, so you can send us more emails and let us know because I have answers to your question. I could actually answer your question a little better, even um, with more time. That'll probably help you too. Okay. So if anybody wanted to join that Zoom meeting, we are having a Zoom meeting next Saturday. Next Saturday, and it will be about 2 hours long because I want to make sure that everybody gets their answers their questions answered, and we get everybody together. My last Zoom meeting was, it was not structured because I didn't think that that many people would show up. So it's going to be way more structured this time, and there will be uh, room for questions and answers for everybody. Okay. Cassandra said, I'm waiting for some more panels to come in. Great. That's perfect. That's perfect. Okay. So we'll get talking about what we're here for today. And thank you for everybody. If you wanted to know how to register for the Zoom meeting, it's on my community post. Just go to the community post, click on our website, click on it, register, and then you'll be set. Okay. Pink says, what do you think caused a loud boom noise yesterday? I don't know. What are you talking about? So, no, yeah, to you, I don't want a moderator. Uh, I don't even know your name, but you say get a moderator. No, I don't ever want to do a moderator again, ever. Because years ago, I found out that I had a lot of crooked moderators that didn't care for me as much as the people I was trying to have them moderate. So unless you are uh, a content creator, let's see if you are. You're not. Of course, you're not. Yeah, unless you're a content creator, you wouldn't understand. Just because you make somebody a moderator and you've never met them before a day in your life does not mean that they're honest and true and filled with the spirit. Just because they name light up. But that is not what we're here to talk about. What we're here to talk about is this. About 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, we had a family emergency. And today is just a reminder day. I'm not telling anybody what to do. I'm just giving you a little reminder. And that reminder is be on the ready. Just be ready. Okay? Um we had a family emergency. And that family emergency was not right here. It wasn't nothing I could just jump in my car real quick and go fix it or solve it. Thank you for that, Marjorie. Just signed up for the Zoom meeting. I'll see you next Saturday. Thank you for that. Thank you. Hey, she's Natural Homestead. How you doing? So what I found out was me and my wife. I live in South Carolina. Driving, my hometown is Toledo, Ohio. If you don't know where Toledo, Ohio is, basically just say Detroit, Michigan. Everybody knows where Detroit, Michigan is. We live right there. So that's a 12-hour drive for us, right? I don't care with stops, without stops, that's 12 hours doing legally. Doing the speed limit and everything and being safe, that's a 12 plus hour drive. Plus, you got to add on, yo, everybody ain't got no money for airline tickets. And the way the safety has been torn away from air traffic, I don't trust flying right now. I would rather walk. Since all of the air traffic control and everything has been stripped and the planes been crashing every 5 minutes, and then they got rid of Spirit Airline. Flying just ain't a thing right now. So we drove cross country. And it was such a family emergency that It wasn't a, hey, let's prepare to go do it next week. No, this was a drop everything you're doing and go and handle this situation. So I got to be honest with you. I was not ready. I was in Freedom Makers. I was at Freedom Makers. My wife was here, and I've put this scenario up on y'all a bunch of times. My wife was in South Carolina. I was at Freedom Makers, and we had to get to Toledo, Ohio. So naturally, I had to rush from Freedom Makers to South Carolina to pick up my wife, and me and her run all the way up north to Toledo, Ohio. I wasn't ready. So I'm giving y'all my story so I can help you or put something on your mind. When we went to Toledo, Ohio, we had to take her truck because I've been saying I got to change my front tires because my front tires are kind of wore down. It's doing some weird stuff on my truck, kind of pulling me to the left. I don't need a wheel alignment. I need some new tires. So I haven't done that yet. I've been keep putting that off, trying to save money. You understand? And then my bug out trailer, this one, was at Freedom Acres. My gear is spread between 3 or 4 different places. All of my emergency gear, all of my bug out gear. I got bug out bags at Freedom Makers. I got bug out bags here. I got bug out bags in each vehicle. But here's the thing. With all that, we had to take her vehicle. So all of my stuff was left behind. And basically how I call it driving naked. You driving across country, literally, on a wing and a prayer. You All I had was what I had in me. I got my everyday carry bag. I got 3 of those. And then those everyday carry bags is enough to keep me going for about 2 weeks. But with my wife, if something was to happen, that's enough to keep me and her going for 1 week. And I just was thinking about it like I told her, oh, wait, I'm not done with the story. I'm not done with the story because I hope this helps y'all. We finally make it to Toledo, Ohio. We made it. Thank God. Problem number 2 is we get to Toledo, Ohio. Nowhere to lay your head. I left my bug out trailer. And I told y'all I will never leave anywhere cross country without this again, ever. But I wasn't ready for an emergency because me and my wife been camping in this. We've been camping. I've been playing with it. I've been showing it off and showing other people how to build theirs. So this has been a learning lesson for me, a lesson from my own teachings, if you will. I was not ready, and I drove across the country half naked. And I'm going to tell y'all, we didn't have nowhere to lay our head. Not necessarily. I mean, we could have laid a bunch of different places, but it was just like, I didn't. Oh no. Oh no, not now. We didn't want to inconvenience anybody. Uh, and we didn't want to. Hey, come on now, come on. We didn't want to inconvenience anybody, family or nothing like that. Getting there, in the middle of the night and all of that jazz. Um, so my point is this: are you ready for an emergency at all? Like I know you're ready. I know you're ready because we've been hanging out a long time. Me and all of y'all, we've been hanging out. But my question is, have you gotten so has this gotten so mundane that you start to get too comfortable to the point you don't know where all your gear is? You know where it is, but you're not sure if inside your bug out bag is out. The food in it is outdated. Hey, 755 Media. Hey, Miss Betts, how you doing? Miss Betsy. So my question to you is, are you ready for a real emergency? I messed up. I messed up. And let me tell you something. My wife, my wife heard me talking about this for 12 hours. 12 hours there and 12 hours back. Hey, cooking with mama, how you doing? So 12 hours, I'm bitching and moaning and complaining about me messing up and not being ready because I said, this is a family emergency. There was a health crisis in our family. But if this were a catastrophic emergency like what has been happening in South Carolina lately, which is these we've been hearing and feeling these explosions. We've been hearing and feeling these explosions, and we don't know what it is. Nobody in South Carolina knows what it is. Come to find out that there were explosions. There were explosions while I was at Freedom Acres, so I didn't feel them. But my wife called me because she was here and told me about, hey, is something wrong here? Something is blowing up, or something is not lightning, is not thunder. Because at the time, it wasn't raining, it wasn't lightning, it wasn't thunder or anything like that. It was just I could see my cameras on my security system at this house wiggle. So we didn't know it wasn't earthquakes. It's just giant booms. And everybody around this whole area is talking about it. So my question is, if this was a true catastrophe, that would have been bad for everybody. So what I done was I immediately got back into town and I went all the way to Freedom Acres and I loaded my trailer up with everything that belongs in it and I put everything back in it and I'm tightening it up today. This is why I wanted to tell y'all this, because there's a difference between prepping, homesteading, and camping. There is an actual freaking difference. Okay. Now, you can prep your homestead and you can prep your camping site. Hey, Missy Hawk, how you doing, sister? But here's a problem. You need, if you have a homestead, if you have a homestead and you go camping a lot, if you have an RV, if you have a RV or camper, uh, you need three separate things of the same thing. I know you probably like, Led, that's too much money. It is too much money. But I'm here to tell you the reason why I'm lacking is because instead of me buying three separate things for each and every uh occasion, I've been using, say, this one item for camping. I've been using it for my homestead, and I've been using it for my bug out trailer, and I've been using it for my everyday running around the country. The problem is all of those things aren't in the same place at the same time when you need them. So if you do get caught lacking, you screwed. So I'm on Freedom Makers and don't have any of this gear inside the trailer. The trailer was empty. The beds were inside of a tent on Freedom Acres. The refrigerator is inside of another tent on Freedom Acres, maybe 2 or 3 acres away. Just I had to go and gather all of this stuff back up, throw it back in the trailer where it belongs. Nothing needs to come out of this trailer. The food and the supplies were in another tent. And look where I am. Missy Hawk says my stepmom used to have one separate set of everything for the RV. She had bringing stuff back from for that was me. That's me. And and see, I'm here today to talk about that. Is I usually have several different things, but the problem was I had them all in one place. Everything was on Freedom Acres in the cabin, in 2 different tents, some at home in South Carolina. I was a I'm ashamed of myself, and I'm here to tell y'all right now, tighten your game up. Cause that's all I've been doing for the last few days is tightening my game up. Because that emergency, all the way home, me and her talked like, if this was a real serious, horrible situation, you know, one of us would have got hurt. I mean, if this was a catastrophic situation, because it was a horrible situation family wise, but if this was a catastrophic situation where the I don't know, I ain't gonna say the end of days because you can't do nothing about that, but if you had to bug out, but you have all your bug out equipment in 5 or 6 different places, you ain't doing nothing right. And then your fire, your protection, the protection that I carry with me in my vehicle normally wasn't with me. So I had to carry something that it's not my norm. Put it like this: it's not a Glockwaller. It was a Smithy, and I like my Smithies, but I told you I'm a Glockwaller king, and I could do more damage with that Glockwaller. Feed it the right kibble, I could do way more. I'm just so used to them. Uh, Old Smithy, it's dope and everything, but I just can't get the job done like I would like to when I need to. You know, I gotta concentrate with the Smithy that I got. But any one of my Glockwallers, I don't have to think. It's like second nature. So I'm leaving out of town without my Glockwallers, and I'm leaving with a Smithy that I don't ever hardly use. It just was all bad, fam. And I'm here to tell y'all, like, one of the biggest problems I had was somewhere to lay your head. Let me see. Forever says I own a home in New Jersey, but I don't own an RV. Can this solar Zoom help me? There are strict rules about. I don't. I would need if you're just wanting to learn about solar, it could help you, but I don't know your situation. So, do I have any questions at all pertaining to um preparedness, readiness, or lack thereof? Because a lot of us are out here and we say we're ready, but we ain't really ready. Oh, I left that out too. I left that out too. I had, let me see. I had one solar power generator. Look, I'm working on this right now. I'm about to add this. See that? I'm about to add that to my trailer. What that is a solar fan. I got a solar panel over there, and it's just running off of the sunlight by itself. No batteries, no nothing. Just to exhaust the heat out of the trailer. Now, do I have any questions? There we go. We ain't had no more pup. Let's see. What you say? This was just a pop quiz to see if you still had the knowledge for the test. No, this wasn't a pop quiz. This was pretty much just you can get too big for your you can get too big for your britches, and you can also get too comfortable. And that's why I'm doing this video, is because my problem is being too comfortable. And knowing that you have everything does not mean, knowing that you've purchased everything, knowing that you've bought everything, knowing that you have everything on a standby does not mean you're deploying everything properly. And that's the part about this prepping game that we tend to forget. One of those is you got, okay, I know y'all don't like me when I say this, but I'm about to burn some heads off. Listen, how many people have purchased prepping gear and you have never even opened it? You probably opened it, looked at it to make sure it's not broke, and put it back in the box. It's in the attic, it's in a closet, or it's in the shed. I don't care what it is. It could be a solar power generator. It could be a backpack, hiking bag, a folding wagon. It could be whatever it is. How many people? I'm waiting because I better start seeing some I better start seeing some names. If you have if you have stuff in boxes, can you go open it right now? Pick one thing. Name something you got in a everybody. Name something you got in a box. Name what you got in the box and you ain't opened it, or you just took a peek at it when it was delivered. Let me see. Cooking with Mama says, me and my husband are practicing today. You want to know something? Why I'm out here? Because as soon as Lady Leg get back, and I'm hoping I can record this. You say, Serendipity say, I feel like a collector, but everything is scattered and some not open. My extra solar panels, backpack, tent. So, Shonda Rosa, it's a 5x8. It's a 5x8, bro. Say, I've tried to, then tried to open it, make sure it worked, then you put it back. Okay, okay. Use it. A solar radio, Shonda Rosa. Man, look, y'all better go use your stuff. You don't even know if it worked. Let me see. Uh, all these blessings say, I have a new solar system in the box, untouched. It weighs 300 pounds per piece. What kind of solar system you got to weigh 300 pounds? All these blessings. What kind of solar system do you have where each piece weighs 300 pounds? I have to leave it sealed until I finish moving it to my new home. Okay, but I want to know that if you could answer that for me. Somebody said diesel heater, walkie-talkies, uh, gratitude and grace. One day you were naming some solar gear that we needed in a big bug out bag. I pulled my bag but never went through it until you start naming some of the things. That's when I found out what I had. You got an eco-worthy 314 amp hour batteries. Okay, okay. Radio and camp stove and a okay 10 10 kilowatt inverter, 10,000 watt inverter. Okay, let me see. Cassandra Rayford said, I promise I have so many solar flashlights for families you can charge. I can have 2 crank radios, beeswax candles, kerosene lanterns, and still in the box. Sister, we gonna have to fix that. We gonna have to fix that. Coleman box oven. Box oven. How you doing, the phenomena? How you doing? So, family, this one was this ain't really nothing to tell you or show you. This is just a reminder that I don't care how good you are, and I do count myself as pretty. I'm pretty slick with mine when it comes to this prepping and homesteading and all of that. I don't care how good you are. If you slipping, you slipping, and clearly I'm slipping. Okay. So I wanted to be a reminder to everybody right now that, man, go and tighten your stuff up. And this is one of the reasons why. You don't know what tomorrow gonna bring. You don't know we don't know nothing right now with everything going on the way it's going on. We don't know nothing. And besides the political climate, the political climate is bad enough not to know what's coming next. But we also have to talk about the weather. On top of the weather and the political climate, tomorrow is not promised to anybody. So if you have to go across country, but your car, you need a tune up, you need an oil change, and you know, all of that, and you got to jump in your car. And since I've been home, I gave my car a tune up or oil change. I'm about to go Monday and have my tires put on just to be fully ready. Because man, I was lacking. I was lacking. Here's the thing, true story. I couldn't stay in my hometown as long as I wanted to because you really you really ain't got nowhere to stay. Now, I'm gonna touch on this, which y'all understand. The reason why I made this bug out trailer in the first place. There was a hotel. There was a hotel on Reynolds Road. I gotta laugh at this one because it's killing me. Now, my money tight. My money tight. And that's the other thing about not being prepared. Your money ain't right. So you got to start pulling out plastic. We get we get to Toledo, Ohio, and we like, our family is coming in from out of town and everything. So everybody's gonna be kind of booked up and staying in people's houses. So we like, we could probably stay in like a hotel or something. Let me tell you something. I don't wonder anymore where they got the name hotel from. Where they came up with the name hotel. I'm not going to explain that because that goes three different directions. A hotel's tales. Phew. I said, listen, and you know how much they wanted per night? $79 to stay in this bed bug infested whole hotel infested. I said, look, I'm talking to my wife, baby girl. We came here to lift our family up. I'm not trying to take anything home with us. I don't want to I don't want to pay $79 to stay in a hole's tail. I don't want to pay $79 to stay at a hole's tail and then have to spend $3,500 when we get home to get rid of some bed bugs, fleas, ticks, mites, and something to keep itching my sacrophiliac. I don't want to sleep in here. Look, and it's gonna cost us more than $79 because we gonna have to run to the closest Walmart so I can buy a black light so I can see what these sheets do and these walls. Man, it probably you'll shine a black light in there and it say, get out. Like how you gonna lay on the covers and they already moist? Like I am not laying on somebody else's moistened, pre-moistened sheets. So we didn't stay in the hole's tail. So it was a rough, rough night, to say the least. Um, I could have stayed with my brother. I just didn't want to, I didn't want to put him out like that because he didn't even know we was coming. And you don't do that to people, right? So I said, you know what? I'ma tough it out. I'ma tough it out. But I told her, hey, we gonna have to, handle our business. Unfortunately, do our due diligence, and you know we can't stay here. We can't stay here all week. We can't. We can't. Now I'm gonna put it here. Where we from? In my hometown. Everybody kind of like everybody. It's tough. It's rough. It's rough out here. And I'm not saying just because I'm from my city is ratchet. I'm not saying that. Even though I did find out that kindergarten fight. I love my hometown, man. But damn, why we always got to make the world news? How many people heard about a fight over kindergartners or kindergarten school or something? Y'all heard that was on like CNN and all the world news. Did anybody hear about these? I guess the parents and the teachers or something, or the kindergartners was fighting. Anybody hear about that? Anybody? Cause I'm asking for a friend. Yeah, the pre-K fight. That's what it was. The pre-K fight over seats. Okay. Okay. Okay, that was around the corner from my old house. My wife, she was so embarrassed. She was so embarrassed because somebody told her. They said, "Hey, Lady Led, you heard," because her friend is from Cleveland, right? She said, I heard y'all had just came back from Toledo. So did y'all know anything about that fight in the pre-K or the kindergarten or whatever?" It's like, No, I don't know what you're talking about." My wife was so embarrassed. Right around the corner from the house. We was right there, and I just feel so bad. But that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. My city is a good place. My hometown is a good place. But you can't be slipping, okay? Still, after 50 years, you still can't be slipping up in the muddy. Don't do it. So the reason why I didn't go around hunting for family to stay with and stuff like that is because number one, uh you just can't go unannounced up to somebody's door. I don't know how y'all was raised, but you just can't be showing up at people's front door talking about, "So can I get a place to sleep?" Family, friend, or foe. That's rude as hell. You shouldn't do that unless somebody is chasing you. You know what I'm saying? If somebody chasing you is different. But if you just show up because you just feel like being in this city today, unannounced, you ain't called, text, nothing, man, don't do that. Not where I'm from. Unless they family. I'm talking about unless they're family, like, man, family. Like you may have a key to the house. Other than that, don't do that. So we had somewhere to go and oh. I left one out. I left one out. You don't want to stay with them family. It's some family you can't stay with. Let's keep it 100. It's some family you can't stay with. It's some family. I ain't saying that the family is nasty or nothing. I'm talking about how many people now? I know I better get some hands raised right now. How many people got them family members that it ain't your family you worried about? It's they friends. Or you go over this family member house and their spouse or significant other, or you go over this family member house and it might just be their lifestyle. You know what I'm talking about. They might live another kind of lifestyle than you. You know, got my lifestyle. That they might be in their life. They might be in their life. You know what I'm saying? So you can't just go over there and lay down. They might have a spare room. They might have an extra second shower, half bathroom, whatever. But they, their lifestyle might be, you know. I got one family member. True story. I love him. He's like a brother to me, for real, for real. He my cousin. I ain't gonna lie. He probably watching me right now. He my cousin. He my cousin brother because we was raised as brothers. Every time I go back home, he introduced me to somebody new, and I don't like that. I ain't lying. Look. I ain't acting funny or nothing. You know what I mean? I ain't acting funny or nothing. But every time I go back home, and I hang out with my cuz, he be like, yeah, 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 cuz, hey, look, man, this is Ray Ray. And I'm like, hey, what's up, dog? What's going on? Nothing. And I just be like, man, who is this dude? You know, you ever do this? Like, hey, come here, cuz, let me holler at you. Like, this ain't even your speed, bro. Am I laugh? Am I lying? And he like, look, when your family member, you go back home and you supposed to be staying with them, if your family member have to tell you these words, is this, oh man, he cool. When I have to go over somebody's house and I have to lay on somebody's couch or something, and somebody gotta actually like keep me cool, keep me calm by saying, cuz, it's cool. He cool, man. He ain't, no, he don't do that no more. Or no, he been out of jail a long time. Or no, cuz he don't even sell that no more. Or no, cuz, no, he don't even smoke that no more. Or no, cuz he don't drink no more. Or no, cuz he cool. If you gotta keep explaining to me somebody's sobriety and shit like that, or their lack of criminal intent anymore and all, man, man, cuz I gotta go stay into the car. And this is the true story. I'm trying to keep it real with y'all. This is about a family emergency and you ain't ready for it. I get up, we get to the place where we was gonna stay at her. I ain't gonna say that. We staying somewhere for the night, right? Emergency, middle of the night kind of situation. Guess where we park at? Yeah, I mean, we park in a parking space. The person tells us you can park right here. We park in this parking space that I see all this shiny stuff in the street. And I'm kind of like, man, what is that sparkling? And I know we ain't nowhere close to the beach like where we live, where we live here, we ain't nowhere from the ocean, right? Uh, we we right on the coast. So I'm like, what's all here? If you see stuff sparkling, it's stuff in the sand. You know what I'm saying? Or the dirt. It'd be like these minerals. We back up north. Ain't no minerals up here. What's this sparkling? We pull in this parking space. I didn't find out till the next morning what that sparkly stuff was. You know what it was? Windshield glass. I found out. Now remember, I never forget my hood though. So I know what that means. So I parked in a place where somebody had already had their car jacked and the crime scene crumbs was still left behind, which is somebody's windows had got busted out already right here. So this is a hot spot for getting your windows cracked. So I was like, man, we gotta go home. And you know what? I've been gone so long, I don't want to seem act like I'm acting like a little bitch, you know. But it's like on the real, I'm not in control of my situation. And I'm not a control freak, but I likes to be in control of my situations and my surroundings so I can, think accordingly. You know what I mean? I'm not in control of anything. And I just, I tell my wife, we're going to have to come back because everything right now is all bad. Yeah, I mean, and I want to holler at my cousin, but I just seen him on Facebook. Now I seen my cousin on Facebook, and he like, and I'm like, oh man, why is you still claiming sets? We is so old, yo. We is so old. We are not gangsters anymore, man. We are like OGs. You should not be throwing up your set. And look what color I got on today, right? This one of my favorite Lead Farmer shirts. Let me show you. It's one of my favorite, right? One of my favorite. I can't wear this because the last time I was in town, I came with a red hoodie on, and my cousin like, "Cuz, what you doing? What you doing, man? Nah. Hey, yo, what you wearing, man? What you wearing? What you wearing?" Wearing my what you talking about? I said, "Man, I got this from Walmart." I was proud, I thought he was hollering at me, telling me my fit was tight. Like, oh yeah, man, no. He like, "Cuz, please go take that off. Please, man. Please, I do not feel like being in prison or dead tonight. Please go take that off." I had on a red hoodie from Walmart and I had on some black jogging pants. I had on a red hoodie and I had on some black, red, and white Chuck Taylors because I thought I was looking fly. He said, "Cuz, please go take that off." I said, "Man, ain't nobody about to mess with us, man. Man, we old, man. We in our 50s, man. Ain't nobody about to pull nothing on, man. We old, man. All they probably do is stick a gun in our ribs and they think we got an old leather wallet or something in our pockets. Ain't nobody." He said, "Cuz, man, take that off, man. I'm telling you, these young killers, man, they don't recognize OGs anymore. They don't recognize triple OGs. They don't recognize age. They don't recognize all of the honor that they supposed to give to their elders. They don't recognize that, man. These young bucks just see colors and shoot." And I'm like, "Man, is it still like that here?" He said, "Man, please go take that off. Take off them chucks too. They fly, by the way, but get rid of them, please, because our side of town is a different color than this. So when I'm back home, I gotta be careful what I wear. I'm an old ass man, and I still gotta be careful what I wear, and I gotta stop talking with my hands and stuff because people think I'm throwing up a set. I'm like, you want to hear something else? And this a true story. When I went back to Toledo, Ohio, when I went back to Toledo, I ran into this young man. His name was George. Shout out to George. I was in Walmart on Glendale Avenue, and it's right around the corner from one of my old houses. And I went, and he said, "Lead Farmer 73." And I tried to play it off. I was joking, but I kind of tried to play it off. And the reason why I did, it wasn't just because I be joking with people like that when they meet me and stuff, but it was really like I'm really trying to stay low key. I'm wearing neutral clothes. When he said something to me, the first thing I did was make sure I got on some neutral clothes because I didn't even want to be seen. So shout out to George, and right out the gate, he was like, "Oh man, you my dog, man. It ain't like that. Yeah. He was cool, but on the real, yeah, that had me a little nervous. Had me a little nervous. Got you some air, puppy dog. So I wasn't ready to do anything. I stopped at a local park that I love, grew up at this park, love it to death. Warbridge Park on Warbridge Avenue. And I stayed at Warbridge Park all day just so I can stay out of the way. It was a raining day. I was gonna go live that day, but something told me, you know what, man, let it go. Not today. And I didn't go live. It was raining, it was storming, it was windy, and I was sitting there thinking to myself, I don't even got my bug out trailer to protect me from the weather. And I'm out here in this little SUV that ain't even, that's not my style. So I'm telling y'all all of this and telling you a real true life Lead Farmer 73 story because I was slipping. And one way it could have cost me my health. One way it could have cost me my life. The other way, if anything would have happened and broke down and on the road, thank God it didn't. But if anything would have happened, we would have been in some trouble because I didn't have enough provisions to handle the situation. You don't know, you might be okay, and I talk about this a lot. You might be okay, and your family might be all right, but you got one problem. Your family somewhere else ain't gonna be okay. Your family somewhere else in another city, another state, may not be okay, man. And you gotta go make stuff happen. So your home base is tight. Your preps are tight. But I have a feeling and a suspicion that you're like me. Family. How many people your family ain't up to snuff. They ain't ready for anything. Raise your hand if you have family members that that aren't ready for they ain't ready for a freaking flood if the freaking sink busts open. They're ready for nothing. They have no tools. They have no skills. They have no knowledge. They have nothing, nothing ready. And Missy, let me see. Serendipity say, yep. Michelle Law, Missy Hawk, the Phenom says facts. Okay. Suzette said, nope, not ready or talking about it. Absolutely. Chosen one indeed. Who is this? Friend, Jan. We got family members out here that live literally day by day. And I'm not saying the people that like they can't afford it or something like I'm talking about they have zero interest. Even if they got money, they have finances and they living well, they have zero interest in preparing themselves for something bad because they think everything is always good. Hey Nikki, how you doing? I think we all got family like that. So here's another one. I'm going to put this out here for everybody. Be a be a mothership. Be a mothership. I've noticed something over the years, and this is why I mean a mothership. I've noticed something over the years. You know what you don't see anymore? One thing that our elders held true and dear that you don't see anymore at all. No matter where you go, no matter what family you go over, no matter what friend house you go over, you know what you don't see? Nobody is interested in being a host anymore. What do I mean by nobody want to be a host? Everybody set up their living situations for just them. I'm not going to call it selfishness, but I'm just going to say people aren't thinking of having company. People don't prepare things to have visitors. They prepare for temporary visitors, like, hey, I got some cold beer. They prepare for that. Or they prepare for um, you want a barbecue. I got the grill ready, got a couple steaks, something like that. Nobody prepares or sets their living situation up anymore where they're thinking of having overnight guests, whether it's family or friends or whatever it is. Nobody sets their houses up. For instance, I'm gonna tell you how I grew up, and I'm sure most of y'all did too. No matter what family member or friend you went over their house to spend a night or something, they had extra washcloths, extra towels, extra bars of soap, extra bed linen, extra sheets, extra pillows, a place for your pull out couch, or go ahead and they got some stuff to make you a pallet on the floor. Something where you're going to be able to wash your butt, brush your teeth, get yourself together, change your clothes, all in privacy. Change your clothing, wash your clothing. Growing up, that's how I was raised. I was raised in you don't get everything set up for just yourself. When I went, hey Sylvia, when I went looking for a home, I had to have, I got 3 kids. I have 3 children. So I had to have a bedroom for me, a bedroom for each one of them kids. The boys could have pretty much stayed in the same room though. But I gotta have somewhere for my mama, or somewhere where my family members can sleep over, stay the week, stay the night, whatever. My friends from out of town, I need somewhere for them to go. So I always look for a home that got more than one bathroom. At, at least, at the very minimum, if it was just me and my wife, I could see having like 3 bedrooms. No less than 3 bedroom. Cause that 3 bedroom, you could turn one of them into an office or something, or a closet, storage, whatever. But you could turn that third bedroom into a guest room, a garage, some tents, and a little garden in the house. How you doing? And okay, and pink hibiscus. So, so do y'all understand what I'm saying? Say always ready to assist anyone in need, be it family or someone in need. Absolutely. Beaver says people just don't respect your house like they used to. It ain't so much that whether they respect your house, is you don't even have it set up for them to be able to come respect or disrespect it. Because you might have, man, you could stay down that in that lay on that garage floor. You ain't got nowhere to park your car. You ain't got nowhere to lay your head. Uh, the analytic gardener say, you head Nicola now with my lawnmower, weed eater, and blower on the back of my truck now to help family. Man, I'm just saying we need to get back to being the mothership. What I mean by being the mothership is being a place where the rest of your family can depend on. You know what? This Everybody could say this about my mother and my father. Well, we can go over there and stay with them. Nobody ever had to question whether they could stay with us or not. They would make all us kids get out of our bedrooms, and we make pallets on the floor downstairs in the living room, and all the grown folks take our bedrooms when they coming from out of town for some kind of situation. All the grown adults stayed in all the bedrooms, and all the kids stayed downstairs on the living room floor, My mama made us a bunch of pallets, had a bunch of bedspreads and sheets and pillows and stuff. We had a thing, we had a thing in our hallway called a linen closet. And the linen closet was not for you. The linen closet was fully stocked for guests. If there is no reason for you to be in the linen closet getting towels, rags, bed linens, pillowcases, that's not for us. That was just for guests, man. That was just for guests. And I can remember growing up, and it got to a point where, every blue moon, my mother would go in there and rewash all the linens and stuff in the linen closet because, it'd be sitting in there smelling like old wood or something. And she just want to check everything out, make sure ain't no mice get in it or something. And we would go and do laundry all day, washing all the linen in the linen closet, all the rags, all the towels, just rewashing it because she wanted to make sure if somebody showed up, they ain't gonna be laying on no stinking ass pillow. you know, that's the worst. But we don't do that no more. We just worried about us. Look, let me tell you something else. Like, I got a bunch of top shelf liquor, right? I got a bunch of top shelf liquor. I don't drink like that. Why do I got so much top shelf liquor? It's not for me. It's for me if I want some. But that ain't why I got it. I got it so if my brother, my cousin, my friends, family, whatever come to my house, man, we ain't got to be out there in the street. We in our 50s and 60s. We ain't got to be out there. Hey man, come on in here, man. What you want? You want light, you want dark. What you talking about? I'm not young and I ain't all out in these streets, man, like that, man. I'm not about to be going to the liquor store in the middle of the night, all that weird stuff. That's when people end up getting their guts turned inside out. I don't be outside in the middle of the night. So here's another one. Let's just say it ain't just about visitation. Let's just say, your mama ain't feeling so good and she can't be at her house by herself. She need to be laid up at your house for a while. You ain't got no provisions to help your mama. Man, shame on you. Shame on you. If you ain't got nowhere for your mama to lay her head at if she get a little weary or ill. Shame on you, man. Shame. If you got a little one bedroom apartment, you think you doing something, you need to rethink yourself. You need somewhere for your folks to lay their head down for a day or two. That's my word. And be the mothership that nobody wants to take the responsibility to be anymore. Everybody, I know times is rough. I know. Trust me, I'm feeling it. But we're not going to get through any of this by just thinking about ourselves. So, with that being said, prepare yourself for any emergency. Today, today I'm going to be staying in this trailer and it's supposed to be 90 something degrees. And I would test it now, but I don't think I could go live and do it. I'm gonna be testing out this air condition again. This is the EcoFlow Delta Wave 3, and I need that sucker to work, and I need it to work. I need it to work well. I needed to drop the temperature in here from 90 degrees to at least, in this little space, it better be able to drop it to at least 65. Or we're gonna have a problem. Because I can't be traveling across country in this, and it's 500 degrees inside this mug. Can't do it. So I'm going to be showing y'all my solar setup. Say, okay. Say, what about if an emergency situations happen when you're in a neighborhood and the power goes out and some neighbors might be the elderly and you can help them. I don't understand. Is this a question or a statement? Hulk, what about if a emergency situations happen when you are in a neighborhood and power goes out and some neighbors might be the elderly, and you can help them out with a place to stay. I'm not sure if that's a question or a statement. I'm not. Are you asking me a question, Hope? I don't know which way to take that. Like I don't know if I don't understand. Are you saying it should be a good idea to have backup for people in an emergency? All of that, if that's what you're trying to say, all of that uh consists of the same thing. It's a statement. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. All of that consists of, hey, be ready for anything, for anybody. Now, I've straightened up my mess that I've done. I got my trailer ready. I had to stock it with some uh so do I have any questions at all, y'all? Ooh, that sun is beaming. Any questions? Nope. All right. I just wanted to come on here and remind everybody. Are you really ready for an emergency? Are you really ready? I know we like to say it. We talk about it a lot. But are you really, 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 really ready? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no for you. I'm going to say no for you. You know why? And this might burn some ears. Man, we become a bunch of shit talkers, man. We've become a bunch of shit talkers. We talk. We don't do anymore. Everybody always talk about what they have thought up, but don't nobody ever put any of it to the test because you too scared to get hurt, damaged, bruised. You too scared to find out that it didn't work. So you're relying on your thoughts to help you when in reality that's the exact thing that's gonna mess you up in a bad situation. Yes, Nikki, the solar meeting is for next Saturday at 3 p.m. It's for next Saturday at 3 p.m. The solar meeting has been moved because of a mistake. It wasn't supposed to be this Saturday. It's supposed to be next Saturday. Missy says I'm going back over everything and tightening up. I've been seeing way too many emergencies lately uh, to be complacent. Let me tell you something, Missy. You know what I've just been through with the whole family coming down and everything. I had stuff everywhere. Um, Let me see. Suzette says, "Are you using the same equipment in your bug out trailer, or did you upgrade to a different equipment?" I'm gonna have to show you what you say. Definitely not ready. God is standing as my forefront. I put His word first, cause He's the one in charge. I don't know what that means, friend. What is that? What do you mean by any of that? If you can explain any of that to me, I would greatly appreciate it. How you doing, Monica? I'm wide open now. I'm open for questions, please, pertaining to this. I'm gonna go ahead and ride this out for 90 minutes. We at 75 minutes. Suzette says, "Pray, but you need action." Amen to that. You know. Hey, Bayou girl, you know something? Y'all know something? It's gonna be a lot of people that gets hurt. Hey, CLP, it's gonna be a lot of people to get hurt because of that. See, I bought an EB55 because of watching your channels years ago. Okay, that's still a good unit. Charge is slow, but it's a good unit. All right, my phone is about to overheat. Mm. We're gonna rock out right here for 90 minutes. So I'ma just unless somebody got something to say or a question. So EcoFlow just sent me an email saying my Delta Pro 3 is out of stock and offered me a refund or wait. I'm waiting it out. That was a good choice. You know what? I will say this. I would love to put people to the test. I would love to let people put themselves through the test. You know what I found out? People shut up real quick about all that gobbledygook. When you be hot, you be hot, real hot, or your ass be real thirsty. All that gobbledygook get washed under the bridge. You know, cause everybody keep thinking I'm not gonna get into that because that makes people want to argue, and I don't want to argue with religious people. But hey, Bougie Prepper, how you doing? Uh, it's hard for me to say, man. Just people, they've never been in bad situations, so they just think everything is gonna work itself out. And I'm here to tell you, I'm gonna be the bad guy. I'll be the bad guy for you. Okay. Uh, Sometimes shit don't work itself out. Period. Everybody always waiting for things to work itself out in the universe. And I keep telling people, man, sometimes stuff don't work itself out. Now what? And that drives me Banana, son. Every time I freaking hear all that gobbledygook, that's what I'm gonna start calling it. Gobbledygook. Like they use that stuff as an excuse not to do what they supposed to be doing. You don't hear me say, "Well, I'm gonna just keep eating these Twinkies, and God gonna provide. He gonna see His way fit to." Nah, no, you want to lose weight, you stop eating fucking Twinkies. Why is it convenient for people to say that kind of stuff when they don't feel like doing the work? You don't hear no fat people talk, but well, I'll put this all in God's hands. No, because you know that's foolishness. It's a cop out to me. It's a cop out, and it ain't about the who you drop it to your knees and praying to. It's like you shouldn't have to remind people already about that. If you real with it, you ain't got to keep reminding people because they know your faith comes first. It ain't your faith that you got to prove to people. It's your works. So every time I see stuff like that, I'd be like, bah, gobbledygook, gobbledygook. Amen. I like that. Works over words. Works over words. So things are so expensive, it makes sense to use a car or truck or multi-purpose living. Put live camera feeds to see outside. Have electronics alarms. Put your own property on. All right, let me go ahead and get on off of here and finish cleaning out my trailer. I just thought I'd come on here and remind everybody you ain't as ready as you think you are. All right, everybody, enjoy your day. Left Arm Server 3. I love you.